Yeah.
Sorry for the luck.
Well, he can resign from it after you've appointed him, but I assume that he has no problem taking it.
No, he's been
Yeah.
great with it so far, so
Yep, that's fine.
I just want to make sure we're not taking the step that we should want.
Nope, you're in good shape.
In his absence.
Yeah.
Sorry for the luck.
Well, he can resign from it after you've appointed him, but I assume that he has no problem taking it. I concur with her advice.
Very good. Wow, that sounds horrible.
All right, Bill, can you still hear us?
Yes, very loud and very clear.
Okay. You did hear my question to Brooke. Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm wondering,
Who's on virtually, just Pat?
I muted the live stream.
Pat
I
and
wonder if
Bill.
they can hear us.
And Mel is
The last-
listening to on her phone. She's at the game.
The what live stream, what?
I said I muted the live stream
Okay.
just so we don't have the feedback. I'm assuming that's okay.
You're muting it as to what we hear?
Yeah, so we don't hear it for coming from the computer.
Yeah, I mean, just text someone and make sure that they're hearing us,
Yeah.
otherwise, that's what I usually do. Or somebody you can
Oh,
double check
thank
with.
Yeah, Mr. Hoffman, you can still hear us, correct?
She can't wait.
Yes, sir. I'll let you know when I can't hear you.
What's that?
She'll have her mask.
I said, I'll let you know when I can't hear you.
All right, very good.
6 years.
6 years, so, yeah, and then she's gonna play both sports, so.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, Kim.
All right, so for tonight, finance, obviously, there are no additions, and if all goes well tonight, we'll be approving our general fund budget for 2021, 2022. And if you have any other questions before that, if there are any comments, we do have Ms. Duncan here tonight to respond to those. With Ways and Means, we do have some additional items. Number 5, the approval of the attached list of professional development for the 2020-21 school year, and you have access to that from Dr. Perry. Also, we're going to recommend the approval of the attached list of field trips, assuming that we can have them next year for 2021-2022. In addition, number 7, this is a tough one for you guys. You have to make a decision. Recommend approval of the firm of Stock and Leader to be appointed as solicitors for the 2021-2022 school year.
That's why you showed up today.
No, this was pre-planned on the record, right?
That's right.
Thank you. I said, I'm fully vaccinated starting your May meeting. He said, come on
That's
down.
a yes.
But it does sit pretty nicely, doesn't it?
And then recommend approval of a letter of agreement between Mary Key Stevens Center and Conewago Valley School District regarding behavioral health services retroactive to April 15th, 2021. So that allows us to, for our students, therapeutic services, mental health services, different things that we can't provide necessarily. Any questions on any of the Ways and Means? Property and supplies, we do have additional items. So I did get answers to the questions for youth basketball. So the time from 8 to 11 is actually split in half. It's 8 to 9, like 9:15 for boys, then 9:30 to around 11 or 9:45 to, there's a half-hour break, and then 9:45 to 11 for girls. They're fully aware that they have the gym signed up June 15th to August 12th, but that once we determine that we are shutting the gym down to wax the floors and get ready for school, their time ends. So if that's the middle of July, then they're done in the middle of July, and they recognize that. They'll follow all and any procedures that we need to have in place as far as health and safety goes. Masks will be worn unless for some reason we achieve the 70% vaccination rate by the state, and I know they had talked about dropping the mask mandate then. In addition, if there's other things that need to be done, they'll follow them. But at that point, a lot of the mitigation efforts, whatever they were, mandates will be lifted as of May 31st, June 1st. So they won't need to worry about that. Obviously, they'll pay for any custodial or anything else that's needed. So a very good conversation with them, and what they're just trying to offer some youth basketball that they did not have it this winter due to everything. Recommend the board award the bids opened on April 12th as per specifications for art supplies for New Oxford High School at a total of $338.18. Recommend the board award the bids opened on April 12th as per specifications for industrial arts, equipment and supplies, including lumber for all shops at the New Oxford Middle School and New Oxford High School for the 2021-2022 school year at a cost of $11,245.47. And recommend the board award the bids opened on April 12th, 2021 as per specifications for athletic equipment and supplies and physical education supplies for the 2021-2022 school year at a total of $30,141.47. And they're all listed there in detail, whether it be from BSN, H&L Team Sales, REB Sports, Rydell, Sportsmen from Johnstown, PA, and Triple Crown Sports. Any questions on any of the extra ways and means? A lot of honors and recognitions tonight too, if you saw those. We are having kids left and right get their career ready endorsement papers signed. That's really exciting. Kudos to Joe Connolly and to our kids and to the CTC and our local manufacturers for providing all of them those opportunities. 2 in family consumer science, welding, automotive technology, robotics, engineering design. So there's a lot of good stuff going on for sure.
I apologize, but I don't know what career ready endorsement is.
So the career ready endorsement, I don't know if Dr. Curry, do you want to talk about it, or I certainly can. Okay. Is a paper that students receive. It's almost like a recommendation from the school saying that they have met all the requirements to do an internship or will go out to the workforce. It talks about their work ethic, their their attitudes. Just basically, it's like a letter of recommendation saying that they're ready to go. So the first one was Bailey Biggerstaff, and he got his in mechatronics. And I know he's doing. I think he has a job lined up. I forget the whole write up on it, but I know like Jack Sloniger is doing welding, and he's down at Elsner Engineering already. He's got his job lined up, waiting for him, starting July 1st. Told him he had a couple weeks vacation plan that he wanted to do in June. They said just start July 1st for us. Jared Weiderman obviously is down at Abbottstown Industries with machining already. Vance Hagerman, he's into automotive technology. He's also one of our best and brightest, along with Jared Weiderman and a couple others. Hannah Dar is family consumer science, and actually something that Hannah Dar did that was really cool for Teacher Appreciation Week last week. She made a video. And before she made the video, she made a quilt of her entire career in New Oxford and Conewago Valley School District, thanking all the teachers, and each square was the name of the teacher that she had on the quilt. Very, very nice. She put a lot of time and effort into it. And then she shared the video to the guidance counselors. I guess the guidance counselors shared it out to the teachers. And teachers were crying. They were sending responses back. She's a wonderful, wonderful young lady. Hannah Ricart, family consumer science also. John Clinton, engineering design. I know John is one of our best and brightest also. So we have a lot of good things going on for sure. We have athletes of the week that we'll be honoring, and also the Dwight D. Eisenhower Senior Self-Improvement Awards. There you see Bailey's name again. And this was, part of this was, I think the top prize was $500. They got $500 like scholarship or gift certificate or something that they got to use for themselves. These are kids, the Dwight D. Eisenhower Senior Self-Improvement Award, are kids that have turned their careers around, their high school careers, because they were on a path in another direction, and they have made the choice to do something a little bit better. And so kudos to all these 4 or 5 young people that were able to turn their lives around and do something good.
The best and the brightest, how do you qualify for that?
You're, well, Best and brightest is based on grade point average, I believe.
Okay.
And that's run through, so that was done. I don't know if you saw the slideshow with Hanover Chamber of Commerce.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, so if you go to the Hanover Chamber of Commerce website, under events, it says best and brightest, and we were day 3, and our slideshow was there because it was all virtual this year due to COVID and the pandemic. But I'll send the link to everybody. I'll send the link to the board after the
Okay.
meeting tonight so that you can look at it and see it. We had a lot of people recognized. So I'll do that.
Yeah, my granddaughter was recognized, but, I thought, well, how do they qualify for this? How do we recognize some and not all?
We look at grade point average. We look at grades they have. And then you look at this different activities. There's a teacher recommendation that they get also.
Okay.
It's a process that they go through. Our Katie Siegel, who's our advisor for Best and Brightest, handles all that. I just show up and give a speech and recognize the kids as they go through the slideshow. We will most likely host that probably in 2 years. I think Spring Grove might have it next year. Southwestern had it this year, Spring Grove next year, and then we host again. So.
Do the kids know about it?
Yes, I mean, they should know about it because they all got their certificates, and I believe they did.
No, what I'm saying is that ahead of time.
Oh, it's going to what take, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
The guidance counselors do a lot of that work. I apologize. I do not, other than as assistant superintendent. As assistant superintendent, I was in charge of running the one that we had here. That was my second or third year here. So we're getting around the cycle again where we'll be hosting.
Okay.
I'm gonna let some people in here. We got Mr. Cobb joining us. It's about 7:23, so that should work out pretty good. That we get everyone in here, we can start the meeting at 7:30 on
Okay.
time.
That'd be great.
Good evening, Mr. Cobb. Good to see you, sir.
Good evening. Good to see all of you.
Bowman just joined us. Dr. Corbin's joining us. Dr. Sanders, right behind her. Oh, Bankert's joining. Yeah.
That's doable. Okay. What's your time balance out right now? So, I mean, students go down in that direction.
I think we're just missing one principal, and we'll be able to get started here most likely.
Who's the one principal?
Dr. Armacroft, I'm letting him in right now.
Good. So maybe he's gonna slip out on us.
Still got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, he's not done yet.
early this morning, Mrs. Duncan. Pretty happy about that.
Oh, what's the puppy up?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's nice. What kind do you have? What did it do today?
Yes. We bought a blue Great Dane.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So
So how big is this baby?
right now, she'll turn 4 months at the end of the week.
So she's like 70 pounds.
She's 42 pounds right now. She gained 20 pounds in 1 month.
I was gonna say, that's about how they grow, 10 to
Yes.
20 pounds in a month. That's incredible. Oh, they're beautiful dogs, though.
Yes,
Wow. 330, that's like having an infant.
yes. That's the first though.
Well, better that she gets you up if she has to go.
Yes.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Let me know by taking the blanket and put over her cage and somehow getting it
Getting it in?
and tugging it through. I don't know how it got through, but it did.
Yeah.
Did she start barking?
Huh?
Did she start barking?
No, she was just banging against her cage. You could hear it.
Uh-huh.
I bang against my cage. My wife doesn't let me out till it's morning.
I bet you could bang the cage, huh?
I'm guessing you have like a Rubbermaid container for food,
Yes, we do.
and you go through like a lot of those in a month.
Yeah, a big bag and a half, probably 2.5 weeks.
Dang. Oh, puppies do eat a lot.
Right now, it's 3 meals a day.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually.
And they also take naps. Just wait till that's done,
Oh,
right? They get so exhausted. That's one of the funniest parts.
she'll be active for like an hour,
Yeah.
just running, and all of a sudden, out. I
They
mean,
just lay down wherever she is,
yep,
right?
and just snores. Oh,
Oh, that's great. It's a good time to get a puppy because you'll have some people home in the summer.
well, you know what? I guess we purchased her March 26th. and,
Okay.
Just with the hybrid schedule,
Yeah, it works.
our boys go to a different school
Yeah,
district.
Gettysburg, right?
Yep, and they're only in school 2 days a week, Monday
You
and
know,
Wednesday. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they're in charge of her. It works out well.
that's great.
That's the reason we did it a little bit earlier versus
Uh-huh.
the summer.
Is everyone in now that we need?
We are good to go. It is 7:30, so Mr. Groft, go ahead, sir.
Okay, Madam Secretary, are you ready for the
Yes.
tonight's meeting?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Okay, we will open the May 10th meeting with the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. And before we get started, we did have a brief executive session for personnel and confidential items. And we will have, we were sent the minutes for the April 12th meeting. We need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or additions to add to the minutes? If not, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, before we get started, we have to add to personnel a number 17. We need to approve the addition. Tara, would you like to read that addition before we get started?
It's actually 2 additions, 16 and 17.
Just one.
Just one, 17 is being
Okay,
added.
sorry, I misunderstood. Recommend acceptance of the resignation of Samantha Lloyd, 3rd grade teacher at New Oxford Elementary School, effective the last day of June 30th, 2021.
Okay. Need a recommendation to allow number 17 to be added to personnel.
So recommend.
Second. Okay. we have a-
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Any nays? The motion carries. All right, we can move on to building reports.
All right, so this evening we'll start out with Mr. Cobb from New Oxford Elementary.
Okay, good evening, Board of Directors. I just have 3 announcements. Our students just finished their reading and math PSSAs, as well as all makeups have been made up. So just a kudos to our 3rd grade teachers and 3rd grade students for taking the PSSAs. Just this past week, we celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week. Our PTO provided many goodies for our teachers. And just also make note that School Nurse Appreciation Day is this upcoming Wednesday. So I just wanted to thank our teachers and our school nurses out there. They've been through a challenging year and they've been there to support our students all the way. So just a special thank you to them. And last but not least, Ag Mobile Lab is visiting New Oxford Elementary School this week. So we are excited about getting back to the possibility of some normalcy. So that's what I have from New Oxford Elementary School.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. Dr. Sanders?
Good evening. It's a couple of things from CTE. Today, our 3rd graders were presented the band and orchestra instrument demonstration by Mrs. Sine and Mrs. Forshey from CVIS. So students are all excited about their instruments and orchestra opportunities for next school year at CVIS. Speaking of CVIS, also on the 20th, Mrs. Ricart, the CVIS school counselor, will be down to meet with 3rd grade students to answer questions about the upcoming year at CVIS. I also understand there's a special presentation by Dr. Armacost that will be virtual. He will not be there in present, but we're anxious to have him do that presentation. This Thursday is our virtual career assembly by Mrs. Miller, our school counselor. So that'll be their opportunity for their career assembly. And then on May 21st is our fun day. So we got a lot going on and excited about the end of the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanders. Dr. Armacost?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Just like Mr. Cobb said, kudos to our students. We finished up our PSSAs, math, reading, and science. Just big thank you to our counselors who helped organize over 2,000 test booklets. Kids did a great job, and thanks to our teachers as well. Today, speaking of normalcy, we had talent show tryouts, and we're going to try to pull off a talent show this year in 3 separate sessions, kids socially distanced. We have over 60 kids trying out. So that's exciting as always. So they were thrilled to have that opportunity. And finally, today was day 1 of camp. We are trying to at least do that to the best of our ability with the resources that we have using our outdoors. It goes today and Thursday and Friday. They were in streams today around the campus. And, we're disappointed that we're not at the luxurious camp that we went to 2 years ago, but we're going to give the kids the best experience we can. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Armacost. All right, Mr. Muller, middle school.
Good evening, fellow administrators, board, and community, and we appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about the middle school. To echo what you just heard from the previous administrators, we also are wrapping up our PSSAs. Being hybrid, it's taken us a little bit longer. And we're doing the same thing back-to-back days, and we closed one day. But today we gave our 8th grade science module. We'll be doing the same thing tomorrow for the A-Day students, and we've done this week. Again, I'd like to give our students a lot of credit. We challenged them hard about this, and I got to tell you, when we walk the building and we walk through classrooms, just popping indoors, our kids are giving an outstanding effort. It's pretty easy to think that they may go in and just bubble in some things and not take it seriously or whatever, but that is not the case. I'm sure the other administrators would say the same thing. They're working their tails off, and we appreciate that. I'd like to thank Lori Miller, Adrian Herndon, John Beeman, and Kelly Kuhn from the high school. Again, we're gracious for Dr. Bowman to allow her to come down. Our counselors were unexpectedly out for the first week of PSSAs, and Mr. Beeman and I got immersed into the boxes and test booklets and a little more than usual. But we pulled it together, and pretty excited to see this thing through and to see how our kids are doing. We have our music concert tomorrow night. Very appreciative of the opportunity for that. We have all COVID protocols in place and the staggered schedule for each ensemble. There's a live stream link also that'll be on our webpage and our social media. So folks who can't be there can follow along. and the efforts of students in the music department to pull this off in a modified format is really amazing. So we're proud to be able to keep music alive. And again, so we're going to get a good look at that tomorrow evening. Finally, we do have a Ox Strong Positive Behavior fundraiser at Chipotle Wednesday night for the middle school. We're hoping that's a pretty solid turnout, whether it's online orders or takeout or whatever it may be, 4 to 8 p.m. And that money will go to our Ox Strong Positive Behavior program. So due to cuts regarding COVID from our normal generous donors, this will allow us to continue to do some great things with the behavior program. So that's all we have in the middle school. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Muller. Dr. Bowman?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Russo. Good evening, everyone. Happy to share some information about New Oxford High School with you this evening. I want to thank the board, Dr. Russo and Dr. Perry, for allowing us at the high school to have a little live theater and a little live music. We had Little Shop of Horrors April 22nd and 23rd, and most recently had our chorus band and orchestra concert May 2nd, and then our small ensemble concert May the 6th with limited audiences and COVID protocols in place. So we really appreciate that. As a music guy myself, I have to admit I got a little bit emotional at the music concert because, just because I got to finally see our kids perform again. So it meant a lot to them. It meant a lot to me. So I appreciate you allowing us to get back a little bit of normalcy, even though it wasn't quite normal. We were happy to have those opportunities, and the kids, as always, did a phenomenal job. AP testing is underway at the high school. We will test through May 24th. In total, we will administer 9 different tests. We had a multitude of seniors just recently earn their career-ready endorsements. I want to thank Mr. Joe Connolly for heading up those efforts and for recognizing those students. That is a certificate that has been endorsed by our local business partners, and they were impressed with the requirements that this honor bestows upon our students, and vouch for the fact that should they live up to those endorsements, they will be set up for quite a bit of success in their future, no matter where they land in the job market. We are currently interviewing for our teaching and athletic vacancies. We're excited about that, excited to bring some new talent and some new energy to the Colonial family. So we hope to have those completed by the June board meeting for you. And then today we held and recorded our May court coronation ceremony, crowning Miss Jerica Kreider, our May Queen. She was escorted by Noah Doan and supported by all of the other court members. We were again happy to have some family members in attendance and be able to snap a few pictures to preserve the memories of this important tradition that we lost last year. So we also hosted some food trucks in honor of May Day. Tried to do whatever we can this year to actually, keep the May Day spirit alive, even though we couldn't have it in its traditional form. Our A-Day students will then get to experience that May Day next Monday with the video of the crowning of the May Queen and then the food trucks on campus once again. Just to remind you of a few upcoming activities, we have our Colonial Achievement Awards Night, Monday, May 17th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Again, all of these with limited audience members. We have our Colonial Athletic Awards Night scheduled for Thursday, May the 20th at 6:30 p.m. We may adjust the start time of that to 4 p.m. That will be dependent upon our playoffs for our lacrosse teams. And then we couldn't be more excited for commencement Friday, May the 28th, to officially graduate in a honorable ceremony at 7 p.m. in the stadium, the class of 2021 from New Oxford High School. Mr. Worley wanted me to just share a couple of things with you. We are winding down the spring season, but we have some good news to share. Our boys lacrosse team is having the best season in program history. They are currently 11-2, and second in the district. They finished this week with 2 more games, and if they win out, they will have a bye on the 17th, and we will host playoffs on the 19th. We will be the higher seed hosting throughout the semifinals and couldn't be more excited to be having those games in Colonial Stadium. Our girls lacrosse team is also having a phenomenal season, currently sitting at 10-3 with 2 games remaining. They are playing right now our senior night. They are 9th in the district right now, but if they win out in their final 2 games, they will move into the top 8, and they also would host a district game next week on May the 18th. So wish them luck. Tonight, hopefully we get a win for senior night, and then we have one more to make the top 8. Baseball and softball, both are still in the hunt for district berths. So they also have to have some success here going into the last week of the season. So we wish them luck, and we congratulate the boys volleyball team and track and field for their seasons. We are actually hosting the track and field championships for the York Adams Interscholastic Athletic Association on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So if you get a chance, pop out and see our athletes compete. We have quite a few that will be in that championship. That's all for the high school. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. And Dr. Corbin, I know you're with us tonight.
Yes, hi, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I just have a few things here. Just wanted to share about something that NOE did to promote autism awareness in the month of April. Mrs. Trayer's classroom created 2 autism awareness trees in the halls of NOE, and these trees bloomed from the hands of students throughout the school to show their support. So it was a great way to kind of bring the school together for autism awareness. Also in the high school, totally self-motivated and curated, a couple gifted students wrote up a proposal, and they created a presentation and presented their ideas to Mrs. Roach and Mrs. Hinkle, who, if you aren't aware, are our life skills teachers. And they presented this on Thursday, and they're looking hopefully to do a club called GROW, G-R-O, Genuine Relationships with Others. And they'd like to start that next school year. And their main objective is to unify the whole student body, specifically focusing on strengthening the relationship between students in the life skills classroom and students in general education classes. And so they're looking to curate and create a plan of activities to do with the life skills classroom students. And one day a week for about 30 minutes or so, they want to go in there, kind of do these activities and build some new friendships with those students. The teachers are excited. The 2 gifted students that created this proposal are excited. And so hopefully next year I'll have some more to share with you on that wonderful club that they're creating. The middle school life skills classroom has turned its class into an underwater exploration. They're working on an ocean unit and reading a dolphin's tale. They've been also exploring the clear water aquarium, watching the live cams that are under the ocean. The students are learning a lot about ocean life and inhabitants while completing projects to enhance their experience and understanding. And lastly, also some of our other gifted students down at CTE developed a business plan, and they commissioned the assistance of their classmates. So they only did this in the classrooms where the gifted students were this year. The gifted students created their presentation, they shared it with their classes, and this activity kind of showed some entrepreneurship. And this activity started out just as a gifted activity, but they hope to grow that next school year. And what they did was they are delivering their final products to the brethren home. And they created these flowers, and on the flowers are some sweet sayings, just some inspirational sayings. And one of the 3rd graders actually shared that his sister was recently diagnosed with cancer. And so the fellow classmates agreed to extend this project then and make a set of happy grams for her as well. So it really turned in and actually bloomed into a fantastic project that started out with gifted students, but just relished into regular classrooms and beyond. So it was a great experience for the kids at CTE. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Corbin.
Good. All right. That ends the building reports. Next we'll have our student, Isabella. Are you with us?
Good evening, everyone. So due to COVID, the Executive Council officially voted to push back our outdoor movie event till August. We're going to make it a back to school event instead. We're hoping by then maybe there won't be as many regulations and everything as of now. And we had some concerns about some students having to quarantine for graduation. So we just thought it was best to push it back a little bit. At our last meeting, we also planned our end of the year council meeting and party. We will be hosting that at Hickory Falls. So we'll be able to play mini golf, laser tag, stuff like that. And then we will also be handing out tassels and sashes for graduation for the seniors. That's all I have to report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to Assistant Superintendent report.
Okay, good evening, everyone. We're in the home stretch for getting ready for the conclusion of the school year. But we look forward to our summer tech camp, sponsored by our instructional technology coaches, where all teachers will have access to numerous asynchronous offerings anytime, anywhere throughout the summer. Looking forward to June, the Future Ready Comprehensive Planning Steering Committee will be presented to the board for your approval. Once approved, the steering committee shall meet once per month for an hour through December 2021. I look forward to engaging with all Conewago Valley School District stakeholders as part of this process. Finally, Dr. Corbett and I have completed our research regarding gifted education, and with the feedback from the committee, we plan to present next steps for gifted education to the board in June. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next up is our superintendent.
Hey, well, good evening. A little bit earlier this evening, you had the opportunity to listen to Isabella Banker, and unfortunately, this will be the last time you get to hear Isabella Banker, as she is a senior and soon to be graduating senior. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank her for her role as student representative for the school board this year. She did a tremendous job reporting on everything going on within the high school and just, helping enhance Dr. Bowman's reports with all the great things that they do there. On behalf of the school board, Dr. Perry and myself, I want to wish Isabella all the luck and success as she heads off to Juniata next year. She says she's already looking forward to Mountain Day. I don't know what that is, but she apparently is very excited about it. Also, good luck to Isabella. If you don't know, she's a track athlete, and she'll be competing in the county championships this week. So good luck to Isabella. We will definitely miss her, but we wish her all the best. And finally, as we near the end of the 2020-21 school year, I want to take the moment and recognize and thank our teachers. Last week was National Teacher Appreciation Week and Day, and I believe, and I know for a fact that I feel we have one of the best teaching staffs in all of Adams County. I'm just always amazed at their ability to adapt, adopt, and shift on a moment's notice to make sure that our students are getting the best instruction possible, whether it's in person, hybrid, remote, or any other situation that may happen. Our teachers continue to rise and meet the challenges presented by COVID-19 and push themselves to make sure that our students feel challenged, supported, and successful. I'm honored to be the superintendent of Conewago Valley School District, and I'm fortunate to work with amazing teachers and administration that believe that all students can learn. And they put their job on the line every day to make sure that they support our students. Our support staff that believes in a student-first approach, and a supportive school board and community that wants the best for our students. We look forward to finishing the school year on a positive note and preparing this summer for an even better school year, 2021-2022. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. We need to thank the teachers also coming from the board. We hear all the good things. Unfortunately, this year we weren't allowed to share them. That's something that we missed this year. We always enjoyed bringing the kids in and showing their stuff. And that's something that should happen. Hopefully next year we can bring all that back.
That would be great.
So yes, thank you to all the teachers and to our administration to make sure that the teachers have what they need to make all this happen. Thank you. All right, do you have any public comment on agenda-related items?
I have public comment, but not on agenda-related items.
Okay, we will hold that till later. All right, we will move on to honors and recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Groff. First, congratulations to Selena Rosario, who was selected as the New Oxford High School Rotary Student of the Month for April. Congratulations to the following students for being nominated and for completing the requirements for the Career Ready endorsement. The high school report had mentioned this. Specifically, the students that received this recognition were Bailey Biggerstaff, Hannah Dar, Hannah Reichert, Jared Wilderman, Jack Sloneker, Vance Hagerman, Caleb Kaiser, and John Clinton. And they ranged in their award across the spectrum of various technologies, industries, to include mechatronics, family consumer science, machining, welding, automotive technology, robotics, and engineering design. So just some wonderful recognition and the diversity is really something to be proud of. Congratulations to Allie Mathis for being one of 5 area students nominated as the Gettysburg Times Athlete of the Week for April 19th. Congratulations to Aaron Little for being one of 5 area students nominated for Gettysburg Times Athlete of the Week for April 26th. Congratulations to Kingston Mummert, 5th grade, and Conewago Intermediate School, and Liv Mummert, 2nd grade, New Oxford Elementary School, for their generous donation of hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and school supplies to their respective schools. So this is something that they took the initiative and did on their own and gave back to the school and the community. Congratulations to Henley James, 4th grade at CVIS, on winning the 1st place for grades 3 and 4 in the York Adams Library's poetry contest. Her winning poem was titled Everything Dies. You can listen to Henley's poem on the York County Library Celebration of Poetry 2021 website. Congratulations to Mallory Topper for being one of 5 area students nominated for the Gettysburg Times Athlete of the Week for May 3rd. So I think we got a running 3-week tally going. And then finally, congratulations to the following students who received the Dwight D. Eisenhower Senior Self-Improvement Award for 2021. Top performer, Bailey Biggerstaff, and then the following runner-ups, Anthony Winthrow, Jasmine Brown, who was also the recipient of the Resiliency Award, Tessa Myers, and James Service. And those are all of the recognition.
All right, thank you. All right, it's that time of the year that we must elect a treasurer. So I will open to the board any nominations for treasurer.
I nominate Luke Graybill.
All right. We have a nomination. Do we have a second for Luke?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. Do we have any other nominations before the board?
I nominate and close the nominations.
Okay, do we have a second to close?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to close. So the motion carries for Luke. All in favor of Luke being treasurer, say aye.
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 Any opposed? It carries. Now Luke isn't here tonight, so we are putting him in a position where he can't deny. The motion carries. Luke is our treasurer for another year. All right, since Luke isn't here, Jeff, I'll ask you to do the treasurer report.
Okay. I recommend that we accept the treasurer's report for the month of April.
All right, we heard the treasury report. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Buckley,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gauker,
Ms. Gauker, are you with us?
Ms. Gauker?
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on to finance.
Okay, for finance, recommend we accept agenda item or approve agenda items 1 through 7.
Okay, we have agenda items 1 through 7. Do we have any additions or corrections to those items? If not, do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gauker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Buckley,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Next we'll have Ways and Means. Mike, will you take that one?
Sure. Ways and Means Committee would like to bring to you items 1 through 4 with additional items 5 through 8.
All right, we have a recommendation of 1 through 4, plus the additions of 5 through 8. Is there any addition or correction to those items? If not, do I have a second?
Yes.
All right, we have a second. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Gowker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Buckley,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on to personnel.
I recommend for board approval items number 1 through 16 with additional items 17.
Okay, we have a recommendation 1 through 11 and 12 through 16 with the addition of the 17th that we approved earlier. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Buckley,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gowker,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, the final item would be property and supplies.
Yes. I would like to bring to the board property and supplies items 1 and 2 with additional items 3 through 6 as printed.
Okay, we have a recommendation for items 1 and 2 with additions 3 through 6. Is there any additions or corrections to those line items? If not, can I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. We have a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Souter, Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Buckley,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gowker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any business which may properly come before the board?
I did, but I was asked to bring up something tonight. I had a couple people that had emailed me or called me this week and asked if we had given any consideration to changing the date of graduation to after the restrictions are lifted so that more family can attend.
And that's what those comments tonight are about also. We have not, to be quite honest with you, because we are offering 4 tickets. In addition, we are offering the live stream to happen so that families have access to the graduation. In addition, we've had graduation slated for May 28th, and I know many families have already planned on that. There are kids that have planned their week after to do something, whether that be, whatever that may be, post-graduation. For us to change at this time, it may not work for many families. But that's where we're at right now.
And so that was the other public comment?
There's 3 public comments on that, yes.
Okay, on that particular item?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I agree. A lot of these kids have already made plans. I know some of the kids plan on leaving the next day for their senior week. So that would change a lot of things. So at any rate, just let them know that, the next time we would need a little more notice, but, I purposely think that he kept it till the end of May because he knows graduation was a lot earlier this year for a lot of schools, so.
I was asked to bring it up, so I told them I wouldn't.
That's great. That's a good question. There's probably a lot of times we wish we could change things, but trying to change it at the last minute is going to be pretty difficult. Hey, was there any more comments?
I'll read the public comments on non-agenda items.
Oh, okay.
So we have Sharon Lippy, who's not a resident of the district, but a concerned family. topic is graduation. Wanted to offer my opinion as a concerned alumni of New Oxford High School. Push back graduation 1 week and let everyone in. My niece graduates this year and I would like to see her graduate. 4 tickets, do not cut it. We have one from Phil Lippy, non-resident. Also wanted to offer my opinion as concerned alumni of New Oxford High School. Push back graduation 1 week and let everyone in. 4 tickets, do not cut it. I would like to see my niece graduate and will not be able to with her only receiving 4 tickets. This class deserves to have a normal graduation. They have been through enough. Last one is from Heather Fisher from 38 Aaron Court, New Oxford, Pennsylvania. I feel us being outside, they should not give the students only 4 tickets for graduation. Most adults at this time are vaccinated, and there is no reason why we cannot have more than 4 tickets. If it's because of Governor Wolf's order, not until May 31st, do the limit stop, then move it back a week. My family wants to see my daughter graduate. And those are the 3 that we have.
Okay, in our defense also, last year we were limited to everything we could do too. So we're still under the restrictions. Not what we want. It's not what anybody wants. So, all right. Any more comments either from the board or from the public?
The other thing I would add is, so the 4 tickets are in person, but the live stream will be available, so people will be able to watch the graduation. It's not being there in person, but they will be able to participate virtually.
Yes, and hopefully our equipment will
We'll be ready to go. We'll have live stream equipment. We have 2 big screens also up that for the families. It'll be a very nice evening. We're very excited to have graduation outside with our class as a whole.
Okay. All right. Dates to remember. Of course, May 28th will be graduation. And it will be outdoors as previously announced. June 7th, we will have a study session, and June 14th will be the regular board meeting.
Mr. Groff, may I interrupt? I believe June 14th, you want the principals to be here, correct?
I would like as many people as possible to be in person, so that we may announce the retirement properly for Mr. Armacost and have him a good send-off, if at all possible. So board members and principals and anyone else wishing to attend, we would appreciate they all be here, if that is possible. And we'll make the arrangements that we should be able to meet somewhere and be social distance. Great. Anything else? Thanks for reminding me, but yes, I would like that to happen if at all possible. Okay, is there anything else? Do we have a motion to close?
Motion to close the meeting.
All right, the meeting is officially closed at 8:05.